Hey y'all, Creed, and this is a slightly mediocre.
The Stan Lee edition.
Yeah. So today, we're just gonna be, talking about Stan Lee and all he's done, and the works that he's put out. And I think it's kind of important also to mention that this is like the 6 month anniversary roughly.
It's about the 6 month anniversary of his death. And we're just kind of doing this as like a tribute episode to how much
he's impacted everyone's life, our lives especially.
Yeah, and he definitely a huge person in just the nerd world for the most part. So we're just kind of talking about that. We're also mentioning that Creed over here, he is finally graduating college.
Whoop.
Took him forever.
No, only 4 years.
That was 1 year more than me.
Victory lap. Shut up. Victory lap, don't lie.
Again, it is 6 months since December? So still working on this.
Oh yeah, he's still eating that candy cane from all the way in Christmas time.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't die. So yeah, don't forget that GoFundMe is still up to pay for Wade's medical bills so he can be alive for season 3.
Season 3 might just be slightly with Creed. It might not be slightly mediocre.
No, because the mediocre part just died. Yeah, so we're gonna be talking about Stan Lee. So just to start us off, for those of you who don't know, I'm pretty sure I find it impossible that some people won't know who Stan Lee is, but I'm sure
there's people out there.
Yeah, for the people who are out there who don't know who Stan Lee is or was,
you got some people who think Stan Lee is just Stan Lee,
which is sad. So just to just talk about him, he is the creator basically of the Marvel Universe. He started it pretty much, with his comics, and he's had a major impact and input also in the films that have been made that were based on the characters that he himself created. So he created. He's like, there's the list is too many to name, but of all the characters, he's created numerous characters in the Marvel Universe. And that universe is full of superheroes, supervillains. So and the impact that he's had in people's lives, I know for our lives, especially growing up, we didn't, when we were younger, we didn't always have access to all the stuff that people have access to nowadays. There was no Netflix, there was no, they had video games, but not what we have now.
And the thing is we sound old, but
we're both in our 20s.
But we're really for those kids watching, generation. The I generation, whatever it is. Basically, yeah, you guys don't understand how insanely technology moves.
Yeah, how fast
it moves. Because, so I was born in 95. He was born in 96.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I remember, if I wasn't home when the streetlights came on from playing outside, then I get my butt whooped.
Yeah.
And
I remember dial-up internet,
dial-up.
The landlines with cables on them.
I remember you couldn't, if someone was on the computer, you couldn't make a phone call or get a phone call.
Yeah.
It sounds totally foreign now, but it happened.
Yeah. I didn't have a cell phone, so I would call, and my friends didn't have cell phones, so I would call their home phone and leave a message on their machine, or leave a message with their parents hey, can I hang out with so-and-so, or can you let him know when he gets back from practice?
So me and my buddy down the street when I was growing up actually found a solution to that. We got walkie-talkies.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah. All my friends live too far away, so our walkie-talkies wouldn't work. We did have some, but...
His friends that live in another state, country. It's like the girlfriend that lives in Canada, right?
Shut up.
But, the point is if we wanted to watch a movie or something, we had to have it on VHS.
Oh, yeah.
I remember when DVDs came out. It was
Blockbuster.
Super huge. Blockbusters.
You gotta rent those things. If you didn't get them back in time, if you scratched it, you're screwed. You're screwed.
Yeah. The what else? We didn't have Netflix. We didn't have, a way to really, I don't know, like escape for the most part.
But what we did have was comic books.
We had comic books, and we had some video games, but like we're talking like the first iteration of Tony Hawk.
Dude, yeah. I'm like, we're not talking about like Pong or anything like that. We're not.
No, we're not that old.
We're not that old. We're not talking about like getting an Atari or anything like that. But I'm talking about.
I did have an Atari.
Yeah, and I had like the Nintendo 64 and all that.
I didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't get my first game console until I was like 14.
Dang.
But I played on my friends, and they had.
We're talking about like the early 2000s era, where like flip phones and like Razor. You all remember the Razor phones, the Motorola's.
Yeah, the Razor was like.
That was what's up, man.
Yeah, that was like before 2008, right?
Like Nokia. I had a Nokia, the brick, dude. You dropped on your foot, and you go to the doctor.
Dude, I remember. So my mom had an extra Nokia brick, and I would take it to school with me because on the bus ride I would play Snake.
Y'all remember that? Snake.
That's where it's at.
Snake, yeah, dude.
But anyway.
But yeah, what we did have were comic books.
We had comic books. And, like, we may have been in the era after the huge comic book craze, but we still had them. I got mine mainly from my uncles, and I'd find them at garage sales and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd go like Goodwill. I would find some in Goodwill.
Yeah, they'd be like 25 cents. And they were usually the good books.
Dude, yeah.
They weren't probably in the best shape. Like, you're not going to get any money off of them today.
No.
But
you can still read them. That's the main thing.
You can still read them. You can still get sucked into the story. You can still get sucked into the character. You can still understand what's happening in the Marvel universe or DC universe or,
Dark Horse
universe. Yeah, like, there's so many publishers out there. And, the interesting thing is like that really, like, when I was out playing with my friends in the streets and stuff, like on our bikes or, on our sleds during the winter, we would definitely, kind of bring that back. So like, like I had a sled and then we would make like these little forts out of snow and we'd be like, oh, like I'm the Silver Surfer. And then I'd just like tie a bungee cord to the back of, someone's bike and, just kind of slide down the street.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of fun. So, definitely comic books have had a huge impact on our lives.
Oh, yeah. And dressing up in Halloween, there's different characters,
I wasn't allowed to do Halloween until I went to college.
Poor kid.
Yeah. Although I didn't really, like in high school, I guess I could have, but I didn't want to. But yeah, that's a different story for another day.
Son.
But Stanley, he started off as a writer, right? Right.
You actually started in the military, though.
Yeah. He was in the military, but when he went to Marvel, so he was working, and he was like, he's like, I'm not really about the story or anything like that. I wasn't thinking it was going to be a multi-billion-dollar thing, right? He's like, I was just trying to pay my rent. He's looking up Stanley.
Yeah,
I'm
looking up like his early history.
Oh, his early history.
Yeah, because I know he served one. I know what branch.
My thing is he showed up in pretty much every single one of Kevin Smith's films.
Ah, there you go.
Which is great. Mallrats was excellent. Given some excellent advice. I met him once. I did get a book signed by him.
You did?
Yeah. And that was pretty cool. Granted I had to pay because it was at the Austin Comic-Con like a few years ago, but yeah, it's whatever. He's known for his Excelsior.
Yeah, he did serve. Yeah, I knew. I just forget what branch. He was in the Army. He served in 1942 in the Signal. Yeah, in the Signal Corps. After serving our country, he became Marvel's primary creative writer.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I've heard before that, a lot of his Captain America and, a lot of his Marvel interactions and storylines and stuff have been from his military days.
Okay.
Like Captain America, obviously, because, Captain America, World War II, like he probably saw at least, when Captain America was doing the USO thing in the first few comics he was in, because it wasn't just a Captain America comic. It started off as some other comic that Captain America made an appearance in. And that's how they used to do comics with major characters back in the day. So
Like Batman with like Detective Comics and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
So Batman first appeared in the Detective Comics. So did Superman. Superman appeared in issue 1 of Action Comics. That issue 1 now, by the way, mint condition, and we'll get this into the collectibles episode.
We're gonna define what mint. Well, we define what mint means.
We have defined what mint means, but like as mentioned in the collectibles episode. So issue 1, first print, Action Comics, first appearance of Superman, is stupid expensive. Like
dumb expensive.
There's only a couple in existence, and they would easily pull in 7 figures.
Yeah, blow your mind.
Yeah.
So, but it has to be mint condition. I'm talking about like pristine.
Yeah, we've established what mint is.
Not even breathed on. You know, like if there's like a tear on it, dude, that chops it at least by half.
Yeah, no. Like you know, the like comic book collectors are weird, and they're a weird breed, and I know just because I am one.
It's kind of like like those art collectors with like paintings.
Like the staples on the spine of the book can't even have like an ounce of rust or an ounce of corrosion. You know, they can't have any bending or
when you
fraying.
touch it, you gotta have like gloves on. So
you know, like you can't have any sort of discoloration on the front or the back covers or any of the pages. You can't have any of them dog-eared. You know, it's crazy. But we've already gone into that. We're talking about Stan Lee. So Stan Lee created an empire. You know, without really trying, honestly.
No,
he wasn't trying to be, you know.
He wanted to make sure it was quality content.
Yeah, and you know, he like I said before, you know, all he was trying to do at first was just pay the rent. He was like, there was no way I thought this was going to get as big as it was going to be. And you know, he's made his cameos in the Marvel movies, which is always nice to see. He's made his cameos in the Kevin Smith movies. He's shown up in a bunch of episodes of Comic Book Men. So you know, and from what I've seen and when, you know, seeing his interactions at various cons I've been to in the past, you know, he seems like an actual down-to-earth person.
Yeah, he's a genuine man.
You know, he's not about the fame. He's not about the glory. You know, like, sure, that's a nice, like, pat on the back for him. But, like, you know, he was definitely just, you know, a cool dude who was just, you know, having some fun writing comic books.
Yeah, he wanted to make everyone's lives a little bit better. You know?
Yeah, and you know, he said that before, where you know he was just trying to give people like an escape. Yeah. You know, and like some fantasy realm where everyone can be a superhero. And he was also one of the first people to really like show that superheroes have problems too. Yeah. You know, and that villains aren't always bad. You know, like villains have good tendencies as well. It wasn't just like he was really the person who started like the whole gray area of, you know, bad guy, good guy type of thing that you see now with, you know, like the Batman comics.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
or even Deadpool.
Or even Deadpool, like the anti-hero. So it is definitely interesting to see kind of how all of his work originally in Marvel has, you know, escalated and become, you know, a comic book empire for the most part that we see now. Like there's hundreds of thousands of different comic books out there, and you know he's had his name on quite a few, but you know it's only just started a whole new multiple generations at this point, you know, who have gone into the comic book industry and, you know, done really well.
Yeah, so yeah, from both of us, we just wanted to, you know, say thank you to Stan Lee for all he's done that has impacted our lives. Like, you know, like Wade said, provided an escape when we were younger. Yeah. For us to go into like after school, just, you know, or with our friends, just like, you know.
After school for you, during school for me, I would hide it in the textbook.
There you go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that because I'll be worried that I might lose a book. Just wanted to say thank you to Stan Lee, you know, for all he's done for all of us, you know. Yeah. He's really, his work, you know, really helped us, you know, get through childhood, like help us along in our childhood experience, I guess, would be.
And I would
get through childhood.
I would even go as far to say that reading his comics kind of helped me develop me as like a person, like a character building.
Yeah, look up to the superheroes and stuff.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, sure, I'm not a billionaire like Iron Man or Bruce Wayne. You know, I'm not
yoked.
I'm
Superman.
not like super strong or anything like that. You know, I don't have a superpower, but we
can all be heroes.
You don't, like that exactly. Like just like what Stan said, like we can all be heroes. We don't have to be super to be a good person.
No.
And that really resonated with me. And because like there's a bunch of assholes out there, right? And I will admit, there's sometimes I am an asshole. But the thing is like it only takes a little bit of kindness and a little bit.
It doesn't take much to be good.
Yeah,
it doesn't take much to be kind.
Yeah.
Just go out of your way a little bit. Make someone else's day a little bit brighter.
Exactly.
So we can all be heroes.
And
that's the message we're trying to say.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the philosophy I live by.
And not everyone's a villain.
And not everyone's a villain. Like yes, you can be a dick, but it's just like it. So
like they may have had a bad day.
Yeah, and that's just how it is.
Yeah. So let us all know what your favorite Stanley cameo was. How about you, Wade? What was your favorite cameo?
Honestly, I feel like the Mallrats cameo was probably his best. Now, there's nothing against the Marvel ones, but the Mallrats one, he's taking time, he's talking to Justin. No, is it Justin? I don't remember the main dude's name from Mallrats. Anyway, he's talking to him and he's like, listen, like I read comic books, but I know a little thing about love. And he was talking about like how he met his wife.
Okay.
And that was nice. Really nice to see. Now, Mallrats is an absolutely stupid stoner comedy, which is great. But it was nice and tender to actually have that, and it felt like he was actually speaking from the heart, even though it was scripted.
I got you.
Yeah.
For me, it was probably his cameos in Deadpool, which were always pretty funny.
Oh yeah, the Deadpool was great. Pretty much anything Deadpool is pretty awesome, but that seems to be the trend now. And then, please leave in the comments below, what your favorite book was. Who's your favorite superhero? What's your favorite book?
And if you have any of those like limited edition ones we mentioned,
if you
got that Action Comics of Superman.
If you have Action Comics #1 that's in mint condition and not a reprint,
mint, mind you, mint,
then
not torn or anything like that.
Yeah, then you gotta like let me buy it off you or something. Of course, now they know what they have.
Yeah, so. It's too late, but
damn it,
you done goof, son.
I know, but like if you like Spider-Man 125 or Spider-Man 121 or giant size X-Men, whatever. It doesn't have to be a Stan Lee comic, but let us know what your favorite comic is.
Yeah, and so just wanted again to say thank you again to Stan Lee, and thank you all for tuning in. This is probably the end of.
This is the end.
Yeah, this is the end of season 2.
This is the end. No, this is not the end forever. This is just the end for season 2.
Yeah. If he may not be around for season 3, depending on the outcome of his medical emergency.
I know, it's almost done. But like season 3, we're kind of working some things out. Summer's coming up, so we're trying to figure out what to do and how to kind of do possibly like a special episode over the summer. Kind of like a one-off, like how they did with Top Gear. They would do like the special
Tokyo Drift for us.
Yeah, Tokyo drifting on the beach.
Yeah.
But we're coming up with some ideas. Please let us know if what you want to see in season 3. It would definitely be interesting to see what you guys have to say. I know we have a few loyal followers.
Shout out to the OGs for watching.
Yeah, shout out. That'd be great to hear from y'all. As of now, the filming of this, we still have 0 comments on all of our videos, but it's okay because we're not doing this for.
No, we just want to have a good time.
Like I'm not doing this to pay rent or anything.
No,
like I have a real job for that. This is just for shits and giggles.
But so shout out to our loyal followers and thank y'all for sticking around. See y'all in season 3.
Season 3.
Yeah,
we're pros now. We've gotten 3.
Moving big baller brand. Moving up in the world.
Big baller brand.
Yeah, but hey, thank you all again for tuning in. See y'all next season.
Yep.
Bye for now.
And congratulate him on his graduation.
Yep. Bye, y'all.